Hey there. I thought I'd get on real quickly and share with you about a training that I'm going to be doing the 1st of September. We've all got that chatty voice in our head that keeps us up and it thinks it's helping, but honestly, sometimes it's just noise and you just need it to be quiet so you can actually think and make a good decision. Hey, I'm Dr. Pat White. I'm a veterinarian, a practice owner, and a transformational life coach. And today I want to share with you a really special opportunity. Here's what I know about you. You're brilliant at what you do. You can diagnose complex cases, perform intricate procedures, lead a team through chaos, and make life changing decisions, all while appearing cool. But I know the real story because I've been you. That same exceptional brain, it's also the one that's keeping you up at night, wondering if you made the right decision or said the right thing to that difficult client. Those are all old patterns that tend to keep us stuck and unhappy. And it takes a mental and emotional toil that can really impact our well being. So it's time for a change. Let me want to tell you about a program that really is designed to help busy professionals deal with this. You've got a perfectionist voice in your head that won't let you leave until everything's perfect, or you've got a people pleaser voice in your head that says that you've got to say yes even though your calendar is packed. And here's the thing, the costs are pretty high. You end up carrying difficult situations home at the end of the day because you keep reworking it in your head, or you avoid tough conversations until the problem gets so bad that you've got to deal with it now and you aren't able to really deal with it with the calm, cool connection that you need to have for difficult conversations. Uh, That voice that's beating you up, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's not a character flaw. It's just your brain working overtime trying to keep you safe, but actually it's making you miserable. So what if you could find a friendlier relationship with that voice in your head? I mean, we all need a break, right? And that's where positive intelligence comes in. That's the program that I want to share with you. Positive intelligence, or PQ, is a neuroscience based training that literally rewires your brain to respond differently to challenging situations. Here's what changes with the positive intelligence framework. You start catching yourself before you start spiraling and lose 3 hours of sleep because you're working through the worst case scenario contemplations in your head. Or you walk into difficult conversations feeling grounded instead of defensive. You're able to make decisions with confidence instead of anxiety, and you actually trust your expertise. What would that be like? What would it be like if you could leave work at work instead of carrying it home with you in your head every day? I want to introduce you to a couple of folks that have been through the PQ program and share with you what their shared experience is like. Dr. Sarah is an emergency veterinarian, and she used to lie awake at night replaying conversations in her head. And she'd obsess over every word, like, should I have said it a different way? Or should I have prepared them differently? Or did I sound cold when I delivered the news? And after PQ training, she told me, I still really care deeply about my patients and my clients and the work that I do, but now I can process these moments with compassion for them and for myself. I'm sleeping better at night. My husband says I'm actually present when we have a meal together, and I'm just a lot happier and settled. It's not perfect, but it has given me tools that I didn't have before. And then there's Mark. He admitted to me he'd rather reorganize his entire team than tell someone their performance wasn't cutting it. 6 weeks into the training, Mark found himself faced with his real first performance conversation with someone who needed some help. And he said this team member actually thanked him for the feedback that he received. And now they're working toward being one of his strongest team members because of his guidance. These two people aren't different from you. They've just learned to work with their brains instead of feeling that it's a battle against them. So let me tell you a little bit about the training. The first thing you do is you take the PQ assessment at the Positive Intelligence website, and this will help you discover how your brain works specifically and what's getting in your way. Everybody has the same 10, what we call saboteurs, that show up in their lives, but they show up to different degrees. And depending on what shows up for you can really give you a lot of insight into the challenges that you have when it comes to decision making and facing difficult conversations. Step two, though, is after you've taken the PQ assessment, if you've decided to join the training, then you just click on the link that allows you to register. And it's important that you use the same email that you use to take the test to register with me for the training program, because that's how your information will get linked with the app. A lot of the practices are held within an app that you download on your phone. So you get to do the practices every day when you've got a minute or two. That's all the time that it takes, but it allows you to have in the moment experiences all throughout the day. This is an 8-week training. It's a small group training, and there are only about 5 seats in the group. It usually ranges from 4 to 6. And there are other professionals like you, so you'll be with a bunch of folks who really do get your world. So in addition to the weekly cohort that we get together, there's an hour video that you have to watch, and then the daily practice. And it's the daily practice that really makes the difference. The practices are within the PQ app, and you have these 2-minute pocket coach sessions throughout the day. And what that does is it retrains your brain to learn how to interrupt old patterns and replace them with new ones. So 2 questions always come up when I talk about this program. Number one is, what makes the program different from other self-help mindset type courses? And how much time does it take? Positive intelligence is really different. Courses that you've probably taken in the past teach you a lot of theory and tell you what to do that should be different, where PQ teaches you how to actually do things differently. The steps necessary to literally rewire your brain through consistent practice so that thinking differently becomes a habit. Where other programs give you concepts to remember, PQ gives you micro practices that you just do over and over and over again, literally building up new neural pathways while you're living your life. It's like the difference between reading about exercise and actually going to the gym and doing the exercise. As much as you might want to lose weight, that's not going to happen just by understanding muscle groups or driving by the gym. You got to get in the gym and do the work. And PQ is like that. You've got to get into the exercises and do them over and over again to build up those positive muscles. All of the exercises are guided exercises in the app, and you get to do the structured ones. You can take these 2 minutes anytime, standing in line waiting to pick up a burger at lunch, or between callback phone calls, or when you're walking to your car. These aren't big meditation-like sessions. They're little teeny tiny practices, but it's the repetition that makes a difference. And here's the real beauty. Once you experience your brain working differently, You can't unsee it. You find yourself going, that's that particular part of me that's acting up. I recognize it and I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to interrupt that thought and replace it with something better. So you'll catch yourself before you're about to spiral and think, "Ah, there's that voice again." And you'll know exactly how to shift. And after a while, it becomes automatic. Most people notice changes within about 3 weeks, and it shows up in things like less Sunday night dread or less resistance or hesitation to having those difficult conversations or knowing how to approach someone who may not be on the same page with you and being generous with how you interact with them. Your stress level will tell you if it's working because you will sleep better and your family will probably notice the difference before you do. So if you're tired of your own brain being your biggest obstacle, let's change that. This isn't about fixing anything because there's nothing broken. This is about getting your mental chatter to work for you instead of against you. I only have 6 seats in this cohort, and we start in about 3 weeks, and registration will close as soon as all those seats are filled. Your brain is already amazing, but let me help you make friends with it. Register now using the link in the email or reach out to me and learn more if you're still on the fence. Here's another bonus. If you get into this fall cohort, there is a huge discount over the regular price. So register or reach out to me with questions as soon as you can. The question isn't whether this works. The question is, are you ready to stop fighting yourself and start succeeding with less stress? Register today and your future self will thank you. This is a wonderful journey. I will share with you that encountered PQ. I was skeptical and gave myself space to experience it. Then I just started recruiting other people to participate in the program. But if you're ready to make a shift, then go take the test, register for the course. Take care. Bye.